So today we pick up where we left off on the, I guess the mower dozer? I don't really know what to call it, but we're building a blade for the front of our lawnmower. We got a good chunk done earlier, but now let's go take a look at it, see where we left off, and I want to finish this thing and put it to work. So I am excited to finish this because I was trying to hide it from Hudson and Holly. They ended up seeing it and we're excited about the blade. But let me show you where we left off. We got the big old blade right back there. If you missed us starting it, check out our last video on this channel. It was showing me how I got to the point we're at now. So we got this made, we got it bent, we got a good old blade for the bottom. This is gonna fit on our mower itself. This will be the bracket that we weld it to, so we're gonna get started on that now. The way I'm gonna do it is we're gonna put some angle iron here, we're gonna weld it to this bracket, and then we're gonna do kind of the same thing to the back of the blade. We're gonna run some angle iron here, some angle iron here, put holes on all of them, that way we can adjust the height depending if we're wanting to push dirt, hay, or just raise it up for us driving. So let's find some angle iron, drill some holes, and I wanna weld that onto the frame on the mower, and then I wanna do the same for the blade, but first, let's find some angle iron that we're gonna use for the mower. We got our holes drilled for the angle iron. So these are gonna be the pieces that we put on probably like this, and we're gonna weld it onto that. And this will be the one hole that fits in with the blade. But we gotta take this off now and weld this to this. This might be also a little confusing. Your brain might not be seeing what I'm trying to say in my brain. So if you just give it a second, you'll see what my thought process is on how I'm gonna do this. It might be a little confusing though, but if you stick around, you'll see the end product and hopefully a good blade on the front of our mower so we can push hay and dirt and much more. I'm actually very excited for this. It's gonna be helpful. I wanna clean our barns with it. We have literally tons and tons and tons of hay that I would love to push out with our mower. I think that's kinda cool. So hopefully we can get this built and working correctly here in a second. So now you might have a better understanding of where I'm at. So this will be the bracket that always kind of just stays on this tractor. And with these two holes on the side of these brackets, that is what we're gonna connect the blade itself to this. But on the blade, I wanna do kind of the same thing, similar, angle iron running up and down on both sides, except on this one, I wanna put more than one hole, probably 3 holes. And the reason for that is, let's say the bottom hole will be all the way when the blade is on the ground, and then we'll do one maybe like 1 inch up just to raise it up a little bit if we're just trying to cut off a little dirt, a little hay, and then one much higher that'll raise it up probably 4 or 5 inches off the ground, and that'll be for when we're traveling, so we don't want the blade hitting it all. So now let's get angle iron here and here, probably 3 holes or so, and get it welded on here really good, because this is heavy. So we gotta make sure we do a good job, keep it nice and secure. I know it might not seem like it, but it's actually taking a while. All this hole drilling takes a while, because you can't just drill the biggest hole and be done. You gotta start small and gradually get bigger, or so you're gonna break a drill bit, and that's no fun. But we're past all the drilling holes, so let me show you. But I still have to do some welding. I have to weld the bracket from the tractor onto the blade. Well, not the tractor bracket, but this other one. I have it bolted on there just to make sure it looks good, but I kind of like the way it sits. It looks pretty good. It's got a small little tilt to it. I think it's gonna end up working. The only thing I'm worried about we might have to do is I might have to add just an extra bracket, because this is very heavy. So maybe some sort of support that goes from like here, and maybe like drill a hole here, and it attaches somehow like that, just as another extra little support. But let's get this all welded together, and honestly, it's ready to try out, so I'm excited. So now that we've got the brackets welded onto the blade itself, let's throw it on the mower and cross your fingers, hopefully it fits. So now we have it in travel mode. As you see, we have about, I don't know, 4 inches off the ground or so. Looks pretty good. No complaints yet. We're gonna take it outside, test it out, see how it works, drive for a little bit. And then when we wanna go into plow mode, we'll drop this bolt down into here. That'll be plow mode. We have one extra if we wanna just have it off the ground about that much. So let's drive it around in travel mode, see how it does, and then we'll drop that blade and start cutting some ground. So that's actually pretty good. These bells are actually very heavy. They're a little wet, so they're a little heavier than usual, and it pushed 10 bells, well 9 bells, pretty good. So I'm actually impressed with that. Now I want to drop it a little lower, maybe try it in the dirt, see how it handles the dirt. It's gonna be a little tough on it, but I'm excited to try it. So I'm gonna try the 1-up mode. You might not be able to tell, this ground is literally concrete. It is rock hard. So we're gonna do the 1-up mode. It's kind of a little minor stress test, because we're gonna hit some bumps and humps over there, and that's gonna put some stress on this blade to see how it handles it. I think the full down mode is only gonna be for the barns when we're pushing hay, cleaning hay, and probably fields that have been disked with a lot of like soft and fluffy dirt. But let's see how it handles the really hard dirt when it tries to cut. It's gonna be a good stress test for this thing, see what happens. So it actually handles the soft dirt probably about as good as I was thinking. It does pretty good. The only problem we're kind of running into is we're putting a lot of stress on the tires from pushing. It's hard for me to get out of gear. So it's kind of getting like transmission lock, and then the belt tries to fall off and I'm trying to bang gears. So it's more of a tractor issue than it is a blade issue right now. So I'm gonna lift this thing up, kind of get under it, maybe make some small adjustments to make it a little better. But the blade itself is handling pretty good. It's pushing dirt, pushes hay great. So we're gonna use this to clean out the barns here probably, I don't know, in a week or so whenever we run out of hay. Then I'm gonna take it to a field that has some soft dirt and try and push big old mounds with Hudson and Holly. So I wanna paint this. I'm gonna take it to the shop, get it painted. Thank you for watching. Bye.